What's up, guys? Welcome back to the usual post-game live, post-day, post-game live, whatever. Um, we're gonna talk about yesterday's win, the Inter one. There's no real look ahead. Usually, I look ahead to the midweek game, but there's no midweek. There is international break, which means there's no football on, or like no fun football on, or like relevant football on, in my opinion. So it's gonna be two very quiet weeks until um, probably the craziest month we will play in a very long time, because the schedule: Inter twice, Lazio, Sporting twice, Sassuolo away, Napoli. It's gonna be crazy. So 2 weeks kind of rest for us, I guess, for fans, not for the players, before a hectic month is around the corner. Um, but I think we kind of like the break comes. I think it was important to get a win, to go into the break with a good feeling, with a calm feeling. Just not for the players, but also for us, especially for the month that's coming. So it's good to just relax and chill for now, instead of stressing. To be honest, before the World Cup break, the streak was pretty well, but the situation was, I wouldn't say it was much worse than now, much better than now or something, but now we know where we are standing. Basically, back then there were many question marks surrounding our season. I think now we have more of a clear picture where the season is heading. So that's a positive. I get like a positive, like that's something to relax on, chill. Um, but yeah, please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and hit that bell notification as usual. But we're going to talk about yesterday's game a little bit because quite a lot happened. A lot of things didn't happen. Yeah, I keep saying World Cup break. I think even today in my daily, I don't know. I'm probably gonna do it a few more times. I have no idea why, but it is what it is. It's a Euro break now. But yeah, yesterday's game. Again, I didn't do a preview because I had an emergency. My prediction was a 2-0 win, so I got that wrong. Wait, the thumbnail is wrong? How is the thumbnail wrong? Because I can see it's right. On my picture, it's... Let me see, because that really annoys me if that's the case. No. The thumbnail is Juve Freiburg post. No, it's right. It's Locatelli, right direction. I can see it. It's the right thumbnail, but yeah, it could be. It could be because it's YouTube, and YouTube is kind of a mess. But yeah, my prediction was a 2-0 win, which was also wrong. I never get those right. But I predicted a win because I was confident. Like I was confident that we would beat Roma. We didn't beat Roma, obviously, but I was going into the Roma game with there's no excuse. We're the better team, and we should have won that game. The Inter game, same thing. Yeah, not for anyone, for everybody. I mean, I know why it's showing Freiburg, but the thumbnail has changed. Like Johnny can see it. A lot of people do. I know why it's showing Freiburg, but it's YouTube. Like it's very slow, but whatever. Okay, so I went into the Roma game saying we need to win because we are the better team, and the same goes for the Inter game. Like we are the better team. We have the better coach. I believe we have the better players. So I thought, yes, we were missing players. Important players, but I was like, I still think we need to win this game. And we did. We did. It was a calm game. I had the same feeling, and maybe that sounds crazy, but when we beat Lazio at home, was it 3-0, and Inter at home, I had the same feeling yesterday. The moment we went 1-0 up, a good 10 minutes after that, 10, 15 minutes, I'm like, this Inter team is never going to score. Playing like this, they are not going to score today. Maybe in a couple of weeks in the Coppa Italia, things can change. But the way they were playing yesterday, they were never going to score. We could have played until now, and the score would still be 1-0 because they couldn't create anything, and we were probably messing up some some good opportunities. But they were never going to get back into that game. Just I had a feeling because we were set up perfectly, and they were leaving so much space. It was ridiculous at times. Now, the controversy: is it a handball? Is it not a handball? If I were a Juve fan, I would have been pissed. But at the same time, I would have known if I were an Inter fan, whatever. I would have known what happened last year. I think everybody knows what happened. Remembers what happened last year. I would just stay quiet. The fact that Inzaghi is crying, like he was literally crying. I thought he was gonna cry on TV. Like it's ridiculous. The fact that he's crying a couple of weeks after he said we need to accept the VAR, things go your way and things don't go your way. The game, if people remember the Torino game with the pen and all those things, he was quiet after that moment. After that game, he was quiet. When things go his way, he is quiet. The moment things don't go his way, he's crying. He's not crying because he actually cares about that moment. He's deflecting the attention away from him being a very average coach. He's not a top coach. He will never be a top coach. That Inter team is not good. I think they lost 9 games in Serie A already. He's having a stinker of a season. That team stinks. And he's basically putting the spotlight on a different, how do you want to say it? Like on a different thing than what it should be on. It should be on him. Like he lost 9 games in the season already and he's crying about decisions when he wasn't doing that a couple of weeks ago when decisions were going his way, excuse me. He's a hypocrite. He's a loser and he will always be a loser. It's as simple as that. I'm still pissed that we lost 2 trophies. One, I don't care about the Supercoppa. I was pissed because we lost against Inter, not because of the trophy, because I don't count that as a real trophy. Like, you pick it up, good, but if you don't pick it up, whatever. But the Coppa Italia, I'm still pissed because you cannot lose a trophy against this manager. You just can't. Like, he's not good. He's not a good manager. Or, like, he's not a manager for a top team. Like, he isn't. He cries way too often. It's boring. It's jarring. If he was my coach, I would have been already sick of him after 2 seasons because he cries every single time. But when you watch Inter play, it was stale. It was clueless. He kept on Brozovic, who was getting bullied in the first half, in my opinion, by Sule because he kept him out of the game. Not bullied physically, but like he kept him out of the game. He was having a stinker of a game. He subs him off. There was nothing for that Inter side. They were trying to cross that in, which was very easy for Bremer because I don't know how many times he just, headed that ball away because it was pointless. Like, it was absolutely pointless. And he is post-game, he is crying about this. When a few weeks back he said, sometimes it goes your way, sometimes it doesn't. You need to be balanced, blah, blah, blah. He's a hypocrite. He's a loser. It's as simple as that. If Allegri comes out every single week crying about the ref, I will be done. After a couple of weeks, I'm be like, dude, if you're losing 9 games in a season, the problem isn't the ref. It's you. Like, you're not losing 9 games because of the ref. But he's tricking some fans into believing that, which is absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, that's Inter fans, I guess. They're still crying, whatever. It's good, it's fun. They weren't crying last year when the images for the Zaccaria pen were just gone, or the Dzeko pen on the Chilio, or the Lautaro dive in the Coppa against Bonucci, or was it the Supercoppa? Back then, it was all fine. It was all happy days. But now, they're crying. They're hypocrites. I love it. I love that they're crying. It's absolutely amazing, Like I said in my daily, like, beating Inter is a friendly, Trofeo Berlusconi, Biro Moretti Cup, if people remember that, the good old days, pre-season days, no tour, just, vibing in the Monza Stadium for 30 minutes. I want to beat Inter. It's as simple as that. Considering like no matter how the season is going, well, like this, if you play Inter, you beat them. Like going back in history, we usually do because well, we were the better team. We were the bigger team. Yesterday, we were the better team by far, in my opinion. It was 1-0 because we messed up so many opportunities. With the final decision making, like um, Vlahovic not squaring it, Sule not taking a shot. I remember Chiesa squaring it way too late. We just kept them alive for some weird reason. I don't get it. Um, but that win was deserved. Like it was just deserved. And again, I felt calm for 90 minutes. I felt relaxed and calm. The only thing I had in my back of my mind is like, if they're gonna score, it's gonna be a crazy deflection and it comes straight to Lukaku and he needs to tap it in. Other than that, they're not gonna get into the box, creating any real danger. The only real danger in the box was that Gatti cross. But even that wasn't a great cross in my opinion. So yeah, it was actually a good game. Let me read out some comments because I have some other things I wanna talk about. Hanin is saying, "Oops, my mistake. Don't have it on." That squad is very bad, and they don't have money for rebuild. At least we have the youth that bring us hope for the future. Inter don't have anything for the future. Yeah, that's what they have. Lukaku going back. They have players like Mkhitaryan. They have Skriniar leaving. They have Acerbi at the back. I don't rate Dumfries. I don't like people rate him. I don't understand how people can rate Dumfries, but whatever. Um, it's not it's not looking amazing for us, but it's also not looking good for them. And like Anin said, like we have that youngsters coming through, which is a positive on the season. Like if you didn't have this or that, then we probably would have had nothing this season. So I agree. Like they have big squad issues, more than ours, in my opinion. Um, we will beat Inter 4 times this year. Up, I will be there no matter what. Jonathan, forget Inter. They nothing after Conte left them. Yeah, Conte getting sacked by Tottenham. He might go back for next year. Hope so. Hope he stays away from us. I'll take a win against Inter at any time and any possible way. Yeah, I will. If you give me a piece of paper now and you say you're gonna win all Inter games from now, or you're not gonna lose an Inter game anymore. But if you're gonna win it 1-0 with an own goal for the next 20 years. I will sign that piece of paper. I will sign it. Like I don't care how we beat them, as long as we beat them. Deflection, pen, own goal. I just need to beat. I just need to beat them. It's as simple as that. It's the biggest game of the season for both teams. It's the biggest game in Italy, by a country mile. So you need to win that game. But yeah. What was I thinking? Okay, I will start off talking about. I will go from back to front basically, and I will start off by saying, yeah, Mazin, Perin was amazing yesterday. Again, great game from Perin. Yeah, he played well, Perin again. After the Freiburg game, second game. But okay, I will start it from the back. So Chesney, he was excellent. Chesney, he, like the comment says, like he was commanding in the box because there were some crosses which weren't easy to deal with, but he dealt with them very good. He played a solid game, so that's that. But that back three, without Alexandro, without Bonucci, obviously. I saw somebody debating it, and it was a good debate, a good question to ask. Is that the best back three to play from now until the end of the season? Now, I'll pick up Gatti because we know what Bremer. I will talk about Bremer as well, but we know Nilo and Bremer because we saw them for quite a while. Gatti this week, Freiburg and Inter have been excellent, like brilliant, perfect, amazing, unbelievable. I can go on because I think nobody was expecting that. He was brilliant for 2 games in a row. And yesterday he picked up a yellow card, I think within 15 minutes maybe. And I was like, ooh, this can be tricky. And not once during the game did he came into a situation, or did he get involved in a situation where you're like, ooh, he got away with this, you know? Oh, you need to stay calm, because he was composed, he was in control of the game, in control of everything for 90 minutes again. And yeah, you need to praise him, because he was unbelievable again. Like, I don't know what happened, but he was unplayable twice now. That he was just immense, you know. And you need to praise that. Is it gonna last? I don't know. Probably not at this level. He will start making mistakes, because again, he comes from Serie B. He needs to play, and playing at this level out of nowhere from now until the end of the season is probably not gonna happen. But it's very encouraging that he can put in those performances away to Freiburg, which wasn't easy. It's a reality, and away to Inter after sitting on the bench for quite a while, for weeks, you know, maybe months, is very, very positive for him and for us, because now we know, okay, he can put in those performances. But again, he needs to play. Like, you need to see, can he build on that? Is it a fluke week? I'm just saying, or is it something that can be built on? You can, again, Sandro, he will not stay fit well. Danilo Bremer probably will pick up injuries. Rugani, we know what he is. And Panucci, well, he can't stay fit anymore. So we're going to probably need Gatti in April. And it's probably going to be in a big game. It could be away to Inter in Coppa Italia. It could be at home again against Napoli. It could be away to Sporting Lisbon or away to Lazio. He's probably going to start in one of those games because of injuries. It's good to know that, okay, in your back of your mind, you know, okay, you can put in those performances. Is he going to replicate this week? I don't know. You know, we don't know. It looks very hard for him to replicate it. But who knows? Like, you can only hope, and you need to praise him. You know, I need to praise him because he was excellent. You know, against Freiburg, I thought he was man of the match. Against Inter yesterday, maybe not man of the match, but he was in total control. And on top of that, I think Bremer is more calm when Gatti in the last two games, because Bremer, I've seen Bremer more. How do you want to call that? How do you want to say that? He's more confident in taking risks, stepping in with possession, defending high, and all those things. Which maybe it's because of Gatti. I don't know. But in the last two games, that those are the things that kept me basically thinking: is it Gatti? Because Bremer, I think he upped his game as well, because he was clean, he was in command for 90 minutes against Freiburg as well. So who knows? Maybe it's a new thing, it's something we found. We don't know, because again, it's a small sample size. It's only 2 games, but 2 big games, 2 important games. So credit to him for sure, for sure. Hanina saying we need to play Gatti. We need to see if we have something we can depend on for next season. Bonucci and Sandro are the past. Oh, Sandro's getting a new deal, and that's why I'm pissed. Thanks for being a member for 14 months. That's amazing. Thanks for the support. If you doubt between Gatti and Rugani, we know now. I think Rugani was done. Like, he needs to leave. He needed to be out for years now. Like, it's pointless. And I know why he's at the club, because he's on insane wages, and nobody with half a brain is gonna pay him that money. That's why he's at the club. Not because anyone rates him that highly. His manager can come out every single day on the Tutto Juve page and say the same thing. Nobody will believe you, buddy. It's because of wages. Nobody's gonna pay that. That's why he's here, not because he's good. When you have a big, strong 6'4" player like Gatti behind you, you feel like the guy behind you can defend your mistakes. Yeah, that's the feeling I had the last 2 games. And again, it's small sample size, but I also thought Bremer had an excellent game twice. So, yeah. I want to say they kept Lukaku quiet, but for some reason, they always do when they play Lukaku. But, yeah, so I wanted to praise him, obviously, because he played well. Now, to that midfield, I thought the midfield was excellent yesterday. But just in general, what I saw yesterday and what I didn't or what was missing in previous game was the fight. Like there was actually real fight at the end, but like in the game, there was a desire to win possession, to get in there, to don't be scared, to put in a tackle or do some dirty grafting, whatever. And that goes for every single player on that pitch. That's why I also believe we won that game. Like we really, really wanted it. And compare that to the Milan game at the start of the season where we went there and we're like, nope, we're just gonna sit back and we're gonna lose. Like that's what we did. That's not what we did yesterday. And that midfield was a big part of it. Now, Rabiot, he was excellent. Like on the ball, he had his worst game of the season. Statistically, he was bang average on the ball. Like he lost possession, I think over 10 times. His pass accuracy was terrible. On the ball, he had a terrible game, Rabiot. But defensively, he had his best game of the season, statistically. He was amazing. Recoveries, blocks, interceptions. He was amazing defensively. And we needed that because Locatelli and Fagioli were better in possession, especially Fagioli. He was clean. His link-up play was unbelievable at times. Very good, very good. Like I was really, really impressed. Like I like Fagioli, he's growing, but yesterday I was like, wow, this is good. This is the next step. Locatelli, same thing. Like excellent defensively, unbelievable. And the only thing I'll ask from Locatelli for months now is consistency. You put in these performances, you cannot go back next game and half-ass it, because sometimes he does. Like he can have 30 minutes in a game where you're like, what the hell is happening? Like chill. And he had that way too often, in my opinion. Like if he plays consistent, I'm okay with it because he's brilliant. But it's inconsistency because he has very high, very amazing highs, and he has very weird lows in games as well and between games. That's the only thing that bothered me about him. But the last couple of weeks, he is building consistency. So that's good. I need to praise him. He was amazing. Like Fagioli, like Rabiot, they were all great. They were all excellent. They dominated that midfield. That's why we also won, because in the moments we needed to be dominant, they were dominant, and we took advantage of that. So credit to all of them. Kostic, I don't think Kostic had his best game. He had Dumfries. He put him in bad positions a lot of the times. Dumfries was nowhere to be seen because of Kostic. But it wasn't Kostic's best game. But I don't really care because that's what I've always said about Kostic. He will get you numbers, and he did. Like he got you a goal yesterday. He has a clean strike, as we have seen a lot of times this season. He hit the post, I think, twice this season from a different angle. I think, was it against Inter at home, maybe? I don't know. It was against Nantes in the first half, away from home. And the other one might be against Inter at home before the assist. But whatever. He will get you numbers no matter what. And you got your numbers. Again, you got your goal. And that was good. That was very good. So happy for him. And the other guy up top, or like the surprise, was Sule, who I think got criticized a little bit too much, in my opinion. Like, was he brilliant? No. And again, did I expect him to be brilliant? No way. I think it's his second start. He started against Verona. I know that. I can recall that. I know my Wi-Fi is glitching. So, let me see. No idea why. But I think it was his second start. And to start away to Inter in that game, that magnitude of a game, it was never going to be easy. His talent, in my opinion, is undeniable because he has his technique, like his skill set is excellent, is brilliant. Like, and he sees things, he knows where to run. He knows where the space is. The only thing missing yesterday was it felt like he was a bit scared of the moment, a bit scared of making mistakes and think, okay, what are people gonna make of this? Because especially in the first half, he needed to take a shot. I think if he took a shot, he would have scored because he has a great strike on him, and he tried to lay it off. And the second half, the same thing. Again, I'm not gonna really knock him because he's 19. This is all new, like it is. But he needs consistency. Like he will improve that if he plays. If he's on the bench for the next 5 games again and he gets 10 minutes in total with being substituted in, that's not gonna happen. You cannot start him away to Inter and then bench him again for 5 games. That's not gonna help because we play every single 3 games. Di Maria is not fit. Chiesa is not fit. He has no injury, but he's in pain. So figure that out. Di Maria had nothing, but hasn't played for 3 games. He's now with the national team. So I'm not sure what that's all about at the club. But you need to play Sule. Like you just need to because of injuries and because he deserves to play. He deserves to get an opportunity even more because if you play him away to Inter and you let him play for 65 minutes, and surely he can play against Verona when he's in training for the next couple of weeks and the other ones are on international break, or against Sassuolo, or away to Lazio, or against Sporting, who knows. But I think you need to play him. You do because of injuries, because you need to keep everyone fit. Just give him the minutes now. But he will improve on that for sure. He will. Like Gatti, you only will know if he plays, obviously. Does Allegri stay next year? I'm reading his work with the young guys, and his ability to keep them focused in the midst of the storm season provides him a long leash. I still believe he will walk. That's just my opinion. I don't think the club will sack him, but they will keep him. I said in January, when the 15 points deduction came, and not even, it was when the board got sacked, basically, and everybody's saying sack Allegri. I was probably the only one out of me, Justin and Julian, who immediately said, don't sack Allegri because no coach is coming into the situation. You're only you're gonna make it worse because the situation is unknown. Nobody knows how many money. What about the points? No board. All those things. Nobody has a clue. There's no real football people at the club besides Calvo maybe and Cherubini, who is quote unquote suspended. You cannot sack him now because you need somebody who knows the club, even if it is what it is. But it will get worse if you sack him now. If you do it in the summer. But you need somebody to steady the ship. And I will give him credit for that because it's not easy. And the ship is kind of steady now. Is it what it needed to be? No, because 15 points off Napoli is still unacceptable. Also because he said it would be unacceptable at the start of the season and a couple of weeks ago. The Europa League, the Champions League is a complete failure, and the season isn't going as it should be going. So it's not a great season, but I don't think it's easy to need to play Fagioli coming from Serie B, using Gatti, using Miretti in a lot of the games, throwing in Sule, using Elin, playing Baranechea because, Paredes isn't showing up. Keane gets suspended. Vlahovic struggling with injuries and being out. Like, it's not, like, I'm not going to sit here and be like, it's easy. But we dropped so many points against teams where you shouldn't be dropping points. Not because, it's one of those games. Because we got completely outplayed. That's there. The proof is there. You cannot hide. You cannot shy away from it. If you look at the teams we played, fielded, when we lost those type of games, there are no excuses. But I'm going to give him credit for kind of steadying the ship and doing it with very unknown players, It is what it is. Our backline yesterday was built to defend Inter. All Inter do it seemed, was Cross. Yeah, after Cross. So Gatti is built to defend Cross. So we still haven't seen how good he is in VAV. Oh, I think we saw. I think against Freiburg he was very aggressive. Even yesterday, I thought he was very aggressive when he needed to be. Don't get me wrong, he was amazing. Yeah, he was good. But I see your point. It will be different if you play Napoli. Actually, I'm going to the Napoli game at home. So we might be playing. I might be seeing it live with my own eyes. But I understand if you have people running at you, it could be a different type of game. And then maybe you will start making those, rash decisions again. Who knows? But again, we will only know if you play him. That's the only way you're gonna Figure it out. If you win Europa and Coppa Italia, will you keep him? I still want something else. I still want something else, to be honest. That's just my opinion because it's been 2 years. I've not seen real improvement. You know, the way we win, I don't think it's gonna be good enough to compete again long term. That's just my opinion. Too expensive to Allegri. Any news about our 15 points? We will know the day before we play Sporting. I think it's the 19th or the 18th of April. Then we will know. Conte in the bin. Yeah. Um, Ugarte from Sporting is a great CDM. If they could get him to partner with Loca, this mid will be unstoppable. Um, a lot of people have said that. Again, I've not watched Sporting enough. I watched them against Arsenal. I think that I'm gonna say the second half of the first leg and somewhere mid first half or towards the end of the first half at the Emirates. So I cannot really say too much about it because I will be lying. I will be absolutely lying. I just read and saw a lot of them, on Twitter, like those scouting accounts. They have spoken highly of him, but I haven't seen enough, in my opinion, to say yeah. But if you say so, I will believe you. But yeah, um, that was that. I praised everybody. The day before the Sporting second leg is when the decision will be made. Almost like they want to mess with our run. So it's the 18th, right, or the 19th? I don't know. But yeah, that's all I had to discuss. I think. Did I miss something? Oh no, Rabiot. Because he made that quote that Champions League is important. We're only 7 points off fourth place now. We should have been very close to it, because we dropped stupid points against Roma, Monza. But it is what it is. Rabiot said he wants Champions League. He's very honest. I think Anin asked me yesterday, but I was going to bed, so I didn't respond. Will you give him a new contract? Because I retweeted a video of him celebrating. Not for the 10 mil he's asking. And I know it's going to be hard to replace him because he's key. He's a key player to Allegri. And you need to get someone in, integrate him with youngsters and all those things. It's not going to be easy. But if you tell me we're going to need to pay him 10 mil, I don't know, man. I cannot stand behind that, to be honest. I know there's tax, all those tax rules. We can benefit from that, but it's just not sitting right, in my opinion. But he's playing well. He's playing excellent. Is he a world-class midfielder? No. But are we gonna buy a world-class midfielder? Nope. Like, not gonna happen unless you find a hidden gem like Pogba. It's not gonna happen. But I had that discussion a few weeks ago. Pogba is injury prone, very injury prone, because apparently he's not even gonna be back after the break. So, whatever. Everybody likes Ravella. I like Ravella, but his injury record is not positive. Like, it's a concern. And Rabiot is, like Julian says, Iron Man. Like, he never gets injured. So it's a very difficult situation because you cannot say to Rabiot goodbye and then bank your hopes on Pogba and Ravella because it's going to be a very long season, literally. Because we play many games and you're going to be playing many games with very few midfield options. And you cannot go into the season with Barrenechea being a viable option to play because Paredes is also gone. Yes, Arthur Zakaria and maybe McKennie are coming back, but they're probably not going to stay. The club will find a solution. It's a difficult situation, but what he's asking for is in and around 9 to 10 mil. That's the situation, That's what it is. Yes, with the financial rules at the club in Italy, the tax rules, it could be cheaper for the club. It's a very difficult situation, It's very tough. It's very tough because it feels like you cannot replace him. Like, you can replace him. If you're a rich club, you replace him very easily. But we're not. We're rich, but, like, not rich in terms of we can spend money like crazy now. So it's a very tricky situation, which I will debate later on this week. We might have something completely new on Monday dropping. So stay tuned for that. And it might be a big topic of that new podcast. So it could be it's a collaboration with another channel. we should be recording a podcast on Sunday. It should be coming out on Monday. This will probably be a topic, so stay tuned for that. But it's a tricky situation. It is. I understand the people saying sign him up, and I also understand the people who are saying don't do it. So it's a yeah. I don't know, man. It's very tricky. It's very tricky. Also, keep in mind, last summer we were trying to push him out of the door. He was close to Manu, so I don't know. It's a weird situation. Um, Honestly, at this point, 10 mil doesn't seem outrageous for this performance, especially when you consider players like Pogba on 8 mil. I don't know, man. Like 10 mil, like De Bruyne is on a little bit more than 10 mil, if you know what I mean. Like Kroos and Modric, those players are on 10 mil. If you like, do you understand what I'm trying to say? You know, um, it sits a bit wrong. Like it sits quite a bit wrong, to be honest. 100% no Rabiot. He won't be this version after his new contract. He will back to 2 years ago. People also tend to think that not for 10. We should get Thuram on a free. Okay. If we replace him, it's going to be someone like DePaul, who I don't think is that special. If we're going to replace him with DePaul, give Rabiot the 10 mil. Like, just give it. For 2 years, I would extend them, in my opinion. I don't think that's the issue. I think the issue is the wages. I think that's the issue. You know, if you get Champions League, he has everything he wants. But he also said he wants to play in the Premier League at some point. But then again, you need to ask the question: who's gonna buy him are Arsenal gonna buy him? I don't think so. City, no. Chelsea, I don't believe so. Manu, they wanted him, but they got Casemiro. They moved on. I don't know. Like again, like, could it be Liverpool? Maybe yes. It could be Liverpool on free because they need a complete midfield rebuild and they cannot buy 4 or 5 midfielders. Their midfield is probably worse than ours. Not with names, but like actually what they're putting out there, it's horrific, you know. And they're gonna probably bin a lot of those players. They're apparently not gonna get Jude Bellingham, so maybe it's Liverpool, and they will overspend because they're in panic station. Who knows? It could be them. But yeah, let's see. I don't know. Like going off what he's saying and Calvo pre-game, I don't think they're in any deep discussions. When you hear him talking about Di Maria, it sounds like yeah, he's gonna stay. When you hear him talk about Rabiot, it seems like no, not really at this point. So who knows? Yeah, true. He's not KDB. Maybe Savic as a replacement. That would be amazing. Yeah, but if Lazio wants 60 mil, then no, that ship has sailed. Like we cannot afford 60 mil on Savic. Like I don't think we can do that now because that backline needs fixing big time. You know, it's still not good enough. But yeah, it's a tricky situation. But we will talk about that in the coming 2 weeks because we have some time. And also, it's international break. That means players go away from the club and they have no filter. So they will talk. They will tell you everything away from the club. So that's the fun part. McAllister will be a good replacement, but too expensive. Yeah, I think City are looking for McAllister. I think they're trying to move on from Phillips. Because he's been injured all season, so but they're in for McAllister. I think City are also looking for like a mini rebuild. You know, Gundogan, probably Silva's gonna leave. Phillips probably will leave. Like they're trying to. Laporte probably is gonna leave. We've been linked with Laporte again, so I think they're going for McAllister. If I'm being honest, or like if I believe what I think, excuse me. That's what I think. But yeah. Would you take Gundogan? No. No. I like it. I always liked Gundogan, but no, you have those youngsters. You can say, yeah, he adds experience, but his injury record is also not good. And you have Pogba, and you maybe bring Rafaela back. I don't know. I need fit players. I need Ironmans like Rabiot, which it's not easy to find, especially for us. But it's a good question. It's a good. Probably people would say yes. With the pace of the Italian league, I think he still could do a lot of damage. Rumors LeBron coming to Juve, maybe. To do what? Play ball with Allegri in training and Pogba. But yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap it up because I discussed everything I want to discuss. Was planning to do 25, did 40 minutes. Thanks for joining. Thanks for the questions. Thanks for the like. I guess if you haven't liked the video, do it now. Please like the video. Go watch my daily. Also tomorrow there will be a daily out about will Fajoli be a legend? Yes, it's not clickbait. You know, it's a serious question, and I explain in the video why. That is a serious question. So check that out tomorrow. I don't think there will be a live tomorrow. There will probably be a live on Wednesday again. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching. Like the video, subscribe, hit that bell notification, and I'll see you people on Wednesday live again, same time.